Oh, Bill. Oh, did you do a podcast today to throw your air quote great weekend in our faces? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I had a great weekend, and whilst trying to control my temper. As I told you guys, I'm not angry anymore. I understand why I was angry, but I need new coping mechanisms. I swear to God, if you guys saw what I flipped out about on Saturday, yeah, like, and both flip outs were within, I don't know, like fucking 3 minutes of each other, and I was doing so fucking great. This is what happened. So we decided to have a little pool day, right? Get the kids in the pool, dad's making the burgers, doing all of that shit, right? And I did the whole fucking thing, right? I took the solar tap off the fucking little splashy pool we got there, right? Of course, it's all fucking turning green and shit. I don't know what happened, right? So I got to hose that fucking thing off. The fucking hose I got doesn't have, like, I don't have one of the, what do you call it, the nozzle thing, right? So I go to my wife. I'm going to run down to the hardware store. I'm going to get a nozzle. And she goes, what do you need that for? I'm like, well, I'm going to get it so I can spray off the tarp because it's got a bunch of green shit on it. I got to get rid of that. And she's like, okay, is that something we can do after the kids? Which she's right. She's right. But I'm like, I want to fucking go now. Right? Now, go now, right? So I you know what? I stayed in the pocket. I go, okay, that's cool. I'll do it then, right? So I go down, fucking pool, this green-ass goddamn tarp that used to be clear. Now it's got these green streaks in it that are driving me fucking crazy. And I walk over to the garden hose just to see what's up. Maybe I can just put my thumb over it or whatever. And what's funny is I pull the hose out of the little potted plant that it was in, and I realized that there was no place to screw it on anyways. It just ended as a rubber hose. This is like yet another thing. The last people's, everything they fucking did was cheap. So I got this fucking hose just, I don't know. So I was like, well, shit. I would have gone to the hardware store, missed out on, kind of interacting with the family and all of that, and not, I came back with this fucking nozzle. And hey, what do you ain't got no suit to wear to your job. I don't have the threads to put this fucking thing on the goddamn hose. Jesus, what am I trying to say? So I was like, well, that actually kind of worked out. I was able to spray up, put the thumb over, increase the pressure or whatever. And I was able to hose it off. It looked good. Got everything out of the way. So then, everything's good. We're coming down. I literally look like Robert Young on Father's Knows Best if he had some sort of pigment issue. And was dipped in fucking orange number 6, whatever color I am in Crayola. So we're coming down, right, out to the pool. And, we get my son, we get everybody ready, putting the sunblock on, all that type of shirt. I got stuff. I got my fucking stupid Hawaiian shirt on that I literally got in Hawaii. It's a real one, right? It isn't. I got it at a real gift shop in Honolulu. And bathing suit on, slathering on the fucking sunblock, right? I look like I'm about ready to do some kabuki dance. I got the shit on so thick, right? So we go to put my son in the little floaty thing, and as we're putting it in, the thing is just sinking. I'm like, what's going on here? So my wife's putting it together. She goes, yeah, I don't understand. He's sinking. I go, we forgot to blow it up. It was a new one, right? So now we go to take it out. Now there's fucking water in the thing. I got to squeeze it all out or whatever. So finally I get all the water out of the fucking thing. And I go to blow this thing up orally, right? And no air's going in. I'm like, what the fuck? There's another one. Maybe this is the one. Try it on that one. Nothing's going in. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. And my wife's like, maybe it's broken. We have another one upstairs. So I go all the way upstairs to go get the fucking thing. Back in the house, go upstairs, go get the fucking thing. Get it out of the box, do all that. I go to blow it up. That one won't take any air. And that's when I just snapped. The wind was open, and they were down at the pool, and all of a sudden they just heard their dad just go, really? I had done like 5,000 fucking things. I got everything out of the fucking way. I'm outlining all this information for my instrument exam that should be coming up the next couple of months. I have to do 10 fucking pages a day of the driest, most fucked up shit I've ever had to try to shove into my brain ever. I'm sitting there with flashcards making these things before everybody gets up. I do 19 other things, and now it's like, okay, I got to have the grill going. I got to have all the my wife seasoned the hamburger. I got all of this shit going. All I need to do is get the kids in the fucking pool. Get the kids in the pool, and this motherfucker will not. So now I have to go fucking onto YouTube to try to find the right floaty and all of this shit, right? And, I skipped. As I went to do that, I go into my son's room and I could smell the diaper thing needed to be changed. So I pull the fucking bag out and there's no place to tear it off. And it just keeps coming out like a magician pulling the fucking shit out of his mouth. Like, is this ever going to end? Right? And I was just like, what the fuck? And then I realized it was a new one. A new style of thing, and then I just snapped again. It's like, why do they always have to try to make it fucking better? I knew how to use the other one. Scream that, and that floated down to the fucking pool. I don't know if they heard it or not. And then I figured out, like, it was different or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? And rather than reading the instructions, I just started ripping it out of the fucking thing. I undid the whole thing like I was undoing a fucking parachute. And then I finally looked at it and, you're supposed to just rip it off and then tie it off. This is actually probably more efficient because then you can use more of the plastic as a bag. So if you got a really stinky diaper in there, you can just decide that, okay, this bag ends now. And so then I tried to repack the fucking thing. And I couldn't get it back together. And I just was like, all right. And by then my wife came upstairs. I just come up to get my son's little hat. That's what it was. I had such blind rage in those moments. I don't even fucking remember what happened. Then I apologized. My wife's looking at me like, how many times are you going to apologize? I just said, listen, I know that behavior's wrong. I know that behavior hurts you. I have 50 years of muscle memory that this is where I go to. I should have just relaxed. I should have just looked at the instructions that were clearly written on the inside of it, and I wouldn't have done that. But I didn't. So, I think she appreciated that. But, as much as she hates that I do that, your woman secretly loves when you're that in the wrong. Because then they get to fucking, gives them all this power to just kind of be like, yeah, okay. Like, whatever, Or maybe I'm just blaming her because I'm embarrassed by my behavior. So, whatever. We ended up going down there. We had a great time in the pool, got some awesome pictures, and the great thing, if you get a little ass pool like myself, it just wears them out. It wears everybody out. So then we got them inside. I made the burgers. My wife told me, I thought you were going to make them like the guy made them down the street. And I was like, okay, that's not really a thank you, is it? You know what I should have done? I should have been like, I just got up and stormed out like she would have. Instead, I just went like, oh, yeah, I'm still making them the way my mom used to make. Your mom makes them, right? The burger was always like a giant hockey puck, right? But now how you got to make them is you got to have them long and flat with the grill turned up so they're juicy on the inside and the edges are crispy because those are all the fucking rage. And I got to tell you, they are delicious. They are fucking delicious. So she was just like, yeah, I thought you were going to make them that way. I was like, and then I'm like, compliment boy, like, oh, but it's still good, right? Did I do a good job? She's like, no, it's just, I thought you were gonna do it the other way. Just, we forgot to get chips. Cooking for somebody on a grill on a hot summer day is just a thankless fucking job, right? So at least this is my version of it. So anyway, we end up getting the kids back inside, and they just go down. They're just out, both of them, for 2 hours. It was great. And I was hanging out with my wife on the couch, and I fell asleep, and my wife was in heaven because all of her kids were sleeping, including myself, the fucking 52-year-old fucking 8-year-old. The maturity of a fucking 8-year-old. Not even an 8-year-old. It's insulting. I have the maturity of a fucking 6-year-old, and I'm trying to bump it up to 7. Okay? Baby steps. literally. So, and then she was able to chill, and watch her shows, and we had a great time. So if I just didn't do those two things, we had I had the perfect day. And and just me always fucks it up. I was the one that suggested maybe doing a cookout. My wife, once we get him in the pool, we should do some burgers too. She was all about it. She was all excited. I had her in the emotional state that I'm always going for. Keeping her happy. Don't be a douche, Bill. And what does Bill do after all this yeah bullshit? Flips out about a floaty fucking thing for a pool and a disposable diaper thing. I yelled probably as loud as somebody when they first discovered they were on fire. That's how loud I yelled. It's ridiculous. I'm an embarrassment of a fucking human being. But whatever. I got past my other shit. So now I just need to, like today. I was, today I have a zillion fucking things to do. After I told you guys I was going to stop doing that. I don't know. I said fucking yes to like 9 things today. I got like 9 things to fucking do today. And I got to take my kid to the park. I got to do all of this shit. Get Mother's Day cards for all the moms in my life. All of this shit. And, I'm in the grocery store with my beautiful daughter, and she's doing, Dad, I want this. Dad, I want this. Dad, hey, Dad. And I never flipped out. I didn't do any that stern talk you do, like, honey, can you just, I'm trying to, I didn't do any of that. I just kept muttering to myself, I have a beautiful house with a pool, beautiful kids, and a beautiful wife. Yesterday you flipped out over a floaty thing. She's like, Dad, you're not listening to me. Just like, oh, Jesus. But I was able to do it. So that's my new thing. Okay? And you know why I was able to do that? Because rather than thinking yesterday, you have a beautiful house and beautiful family, there's no reason to flip out over this shit. How it works in my brain, this might help any other angry lunatic out there. I have to say it out loud before it becomes a thing. If I think it, then it's just in my head and it's just a dream. This is the guy I want to be. I had to literally be like, say this the next time you're going to flip out over something you shouldn't be flipping out about. You don't flip out about a 4-year-old acting like a 4-year-old in a supermarket. You don't do that. You just mutter. You mutter. That's my thing. Like, what was that? Jackie Gleason. Pins and needles and pins, something. I don't know what the fuck it was. He was trying to control his temper. I have one of those now. Count to 10. Count to 10 with me. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh my God. I need to play drums like you fucking read about right now. All right.